Across the Goal Line, a sports podcast, with your host, the Encyclopedia of Sports, Luke Austin. You can find Across the Goal Line at ATGL16 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and be sure to subscribe on YouTube. If you are placing an order for merchandise, please email acrossthegoalline2016 at gmail.com. Links to all those sites are in the description below. Without further ado, here's your host, Luke Austin. WWE Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, better known as TLC for short, is this Sunday night on the WWE Network in Minneapolis, Minnesota at the Target Center. If you're in the area, it should be a decent pay-per-view. Going into this recording, I would have said the card was maybe one of the worst pay-per-view cards WWE has put out in recent memory. But with breaking news today, Friday, October the 20th, with Kurt Angle going to be replacing Roman Reigns in the 5-on-3 handicap match, and then AJ Styles replacing Bray Wyatt in the singles match against the Demon Finn Balor. So, as I said, going into these predictions, I would have said it would not be worth watching. TLC would not be worth watching, but with the additions, not the new additions, the additions of AJ Styles and Kurt Angle coming out of retirement in WWE. He has wrestled since the last time he wrestled in WWE, obviously with TNA. He just has not wrestled in a WWE ring in 11 years. So he'll be in the 5-on-3 handicap match, which will more than likely be event or co-main event due to the fact now we have a singles match between AJ Styles and Finn Balor, who are probably going to steal the show. WWE fans, myself included, have been wanting to see this match in a WWE ring ever since AJ Styles left New Japan, came to the WWE, and then Finn Balor gets brought up from NXT. These guys, they've crossed paths before, obviously over in Japan with the Bullet, but really have never crossed paths so far in the WWE. They did have one backstage segment at SummerSlam last year, 2016, with the club, the Bullet Club. But other than that, WWE's been trying to stay away from it as long as they could, and now they're giving the fans what they want. Now, as I said, Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns will not be wrestling. There is an illness going around the WWE locker room. That is why you have not seen Bray Wyatt, also known now as Sister Abigail. That whole thing is just stupid, if you ask me, being a Bray Wyatt fan. You'd think they would have, by now, 5 years, Bray Wyatt's been up on the main roster, been talking about Sister Abigail. You would have thought by now WWE would have found some female talent that could portray the role of Sister Abigail, but no, you just put him in a little costume, and it's the same guy. I don't like it. It's stupid, but if that's what they want to do, that's what they're going to do, whether the fans like it or not. So I got to get over it. Everybody else has to get over it as well. So, as I said, breaking news: Kurt Angle's coming out of retirement. Bray Wyatt's not wrestling. AJ Styles is facing Finn Balor. It wasn't worth watching, in my opinion, before I am recording now, but I'd say now it is. I think they bring Kurt Angle out of retirement. You know, bring AJ Styles to this Raw exclusive pay-per-view, by the way, as well. AJ Styles is part of SmackDown, so we're gonna have a cross-brand match at TLC on Sunday in Minneapolis, which is on the WWE Network for only $9.99. So if you haven't subscribed to the WWE Network, go do so. But the WWE is, in my opinion, trying to compete with the NFL and NBC Sunday night, because we got a Super Bowl 51 rematch between the New England Patriots and Atlanta Falcons in Foxborough on Sunday night. So, I mean, you're going to have your people who are going to be watching both because they can. You can have the football game on TV and either on your phone, tablet, or laptop have the WWE Network on. And I will have, that's what I'll be doing, I will have the game on my TV watching football, and then on one of those devices I will be watching TLC now. Going in, I could really care less about it. You know, big Shield reunion, headlined by a Shield reunion, but now that's put on hold, obviously, because Roman Reigns isn't competing. Kurt Angle's taking his spot. Who knows how much he is going to wrestle? He hasn't actually wrestled for about a year and a half, 2 years since he was in TNA. WWE's probably going to try to be, what's the right word I want to use? They're gonna tell him, you know, go out, try your best. We don't want this or that. So in my opinion, I don't think he's going to wrestle a lot. Rollins and Ambrose are going to wrestle the majority of the match in that 5-on-3 handicap, which I guess I can get into now. Between it was the Shield, obviously, but it's Angle, Ambrose, and Rollins now, as they are still the Raw Tag Team Champs in a 5-on-3 handicap match against The Miz, Cesaro and Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and then the returning Kane, who returned this past Monday night on Raw, coming up from underneath the ring and chokeslamming Roman Reigns straight to hell. You know, I could see WWE is going forward. It looks like they're going forward with Kane coming back in vengeance for his so-called WWE brother, The Undertaker, since Roman Reigns, I guess, officially retired him at WrestleMania 33. Taker, he still could come back and wrestle if he wants to. I don't care how old he is. He's a fucking Undertaker, for God's sake. So, I could really have cared less about the whole card. This match going in, though, if I wouldn't have watched it, was probably going to be the best match, biggest hyped up match as well, due to the Shield getting back together for the first time in a little over 3 years. And I thought it was funny too, 2 weeks ago on Raw, when they officially got the band back together, they were in Indianapolis, Indiana. Well, 3 years ago, at the beginning of June 2014, Seth Rollins turned on Ambrose and Roman Reigns in that same arena in Indianapolis, Indiana. So that was sort of funny how that ended up working out. I don't think the WWE or anybody did that on purpose. It's just how booking, how WWE booking, came to be, and so on and so forth. But I think they'll have the babyfaces win. That Kurt Angle, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. They'll probably have Angle get the pin. I don't think he'll wrestle a lot, but then he'll come in, probably do his finishing move. And I mean, by the way, too, Kurt Angle, he was the if you ordered WWE 2K18 early, he was the unlockable superstar. So, WWE thinking, well, let's bring Kurt out of retirement now, since Roman can't wrestle Sunday, it'll boost WWE 2K sales up. We'll have to see about that, but I think babyfaces will win just because, Cesaro and Sheamus, they're probably still going to go at it with Bruce and Rollins here. And then Strowman, he'll get mad at Angle. Kane will go away for a little bit probably. And then, Kane, if they would get like Authority back or something like that, they could have him play that role again. I doubt it, but we'll just have to see. But it's going to lead to a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. And then the guys will probably have to work together because they'll probably do a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match between Raw and SmackDown. Or they could do two 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches. One for Raw. You'd have 5 guys from Raw. You'd have Team Angle, let's say, with Roman Reigns probably, hopefully, being able to wrestle by the end of November. So you'd have the Shield, Kurt Angle, and then, somebody else. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head against probably these 5 guys. The Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Kane. Unless, they'll probably, who that other member of Team Angle would be, probably Jason Jordan, because WWE is still trying to get it over with the fans that Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's illegitimate son. We obviously know that's not true, but it is what it is. But it'll probably lead to that 5-on-5 at Survivor Series down in Houston at the end of November, which I could probably really care less about that as well, because I think compared to what SmackDown has, SmackDown's talent, I think, right now is 10 times better than Raw's. I've always liked SmackDown more, in my opinion. It's only 2 hours long. They don't, stretch that third hour in and then just make you watch it. SmackDown's only 2 hours. They get out what they need to get out and get over with the fans. And that's how NXT is too. NXT is only an hour, and then it just keeps building and building and building over a number of weeks. And I really, really like watching NXT. I shouldn't say more than Raw, because both Raw and SmackDown are easier to watch than anything on the WWE Network, because you got a WWE Network, Raw and SmackDown, you can just turn that TV on and, watch it whenever you feel like it. That's what I do. I DVR stuff, but I think the babyfaces are going to win. Going back to the match, probably going to be the main event, as I said. Maybe co-main event with the Styles and Balor going at it now. But we'll have to see. But I'm taking Angle, Ambrose, and Rollins to defeat The Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Kane at TLC. Take a step back now, I guess. If you haven't already followed or liked Across the Goal Line on all social media, be sure to go do that. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit that subscribe button up above too here on YouTube. Greatly appreciated if you do so. If you also like this video, give this video a thumbs up right down below. And then we'll take a further step back now. Pre-show matches. One pre-show match. Women's divas, whatever you want to call them. Singles match between Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox. Could care less about. Sasha Banks will probably win. Do another women's or divas match. Like I said, whatever you prefer them to be called. For the WWE Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss is defending that title against Mickie James. I think they finally have Mickie win the title, but then Alexa gets it back on Raw, becomes, say, like a 4 or 5 time champion, then just for the hell of it, because they don't have anything else better to do with the women's division on either Raw or SmackDown at the moment. So I think Mickey's gonna win. I already went over the 5-on-3 handicap match, which, by the way, is also a tables, ladders, and chairs match. So expect some high flying choke slams through a table, some chair shots that you'll be able to feel through the TV sitting there watching it. Asuka and Emma then are going at it also in a singles match. Asuka has been seen since NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 the night before SummerSlam 2 months ago. She was injured in that match or the week after. I think in that match, if I'm not mistaken. And then relinquished her NXT Women's Championship. Recuperated for a couple weeks. Ever since then, 2 months. But WWE said she's done it in NXT. She's going up to the main roster. She's going to be on Raw facing Emma. Asuka defeated in NXT. I expect her to stay undefeated in WWE. I don't see her losing for a while. She'll beat Emma on Sunday, and then who knows? They'll probably throw her in the Raw Women's Championship picture as well. So, Kalisto against Enzo for the Cruiserweight Championship. I could care less about the Cruiserweight division also at the moment. As I said, I like SmackDown more than Raw. Always have. The Cruiserweight division, WWE, I think, is just forcing this down people's throats at the moment. I don't think anybody cares about it. I'm pretty surprised that 205 Live is still up and running on the WWE Network after SmackDown on Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock. I'm gonna pick Enzo to get the title back. Another Cruiserweight match. As I look at the card, there are 7 matches. Look at the card. This Cruiserweight match is a tag team match between Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann and the Brian Kendrick and gentleman Jack Gallagher. I gotta take the Brian Kendrick and the gentleman Jack Gallagher to defeat Alexander and Swann. I could really care less about that as well. Should be one of the better matches of the night, though. And then this match will steal the show, mark my words. I don't care how the TLC match does. The match between the Demon Finn Balor and the Phenomenal One AJ Styles should be the main event. It probably won't be, but it should be. It's probably going to be also one of the best matches of the year, 2017. Everybody's going to be talking about it all over social media as it's going on and once it's over. I think it'll probably end in a no contest. I don't think they want to ruin either superstar's reputation at the moment. As I said, this match is a cross-branded match. Balor's on Raw, Styles is on SmackDown. Styles, I believe this upcoming week on SmackDown, will be king against Jinder Mahal, maybe. Yeah, I was going to say against Baron Corbin, but then him and Corbin and Ty Dillinger went at it at Hell in a Cell for the United States Championship, and that's when Baron Corbin won. So, yeah, I think Styles will be facing Jinder Mahal on SmackDown on Tuesday night this upcoming week on SmackDown. Probably for the WWE Championship. Probably Mahal will probably retain because they'll probably have him keep it up until WrestleMania and then lose to Cena maybe. We'll have to see about that. Hopefully we still get a match between Styles and Nakamura. Yeah, I could really care less if it's for the championship. If it is, even better. But Mahal's he could be facing Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, and probably what would be a non-title match, with Lesnar being the Universal Champion and Mahal being the WWE Champion. But Mahal called him out this past Sunday night, or not this past Sunday night, this past Tuesday night, excuse me, on SmackDown. Lesnar's going to respawn this upcoming Monday night on Raw. We'll have to see. He'll probably say yeah. He'll probably say, I'm going to kick your ass. I'll F5 you however many times he feels like it, and suplex him however many times he feels like it. I think it'd be a good match, but Jinder Mahal, he's a good heel, but I think he's kissed a lot of ass since he's been back in the WWE, hence why he is the WWE champion. But there are a lot of people out there that do kiss ass. But if that's what they want to do, then so be it. But that's my predictions for WWE TLC. Gave a little recap of WWE, both Raw and SmackDown there past couple weeks, month. As Hell in a Cell was a couple weeks ago, I didn't review that, but I really don't think I'll be reviewing any pay-per-views. I'll just be previewing them and giving my thoughts and opinions on each pay-per-view, and if the card is really, really good, and so on and so forth. I mean, as I said, if that breaking news wouldn't have come out today or tomorrow or Sunday at 7 o'clock, I would not be watching TLC, but now I will be. Hopefully you guys will be as well, with these matches now. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hopefully you liked listening to me bullshit about the WWE and professional wrestling. If you have any comments, put them down in the comments below. Links to all social media, like I said, if you haven't already, Cross Goal Lines on all social media, Facebook, Instagram. Hit that subscribe button up above. Links are in the description below. And then also, by the way, big game tomorrow night in college football. As I said, today is October 20th. Big game tomorrow night in college football. Two big games tomorrow night in college football. First, USC goes to South Bend to play Notre Dame, and then Michigan travels to Happy Valley to play Penn State. Blizzard is on the way. Whiteout conditions. Penn State hopefully beats the number 19th ranked Michigan Wolverines. Gets revenge, from last year's 49-10 thumping. Penn State has not defeated Michigan since that 2013 whiteout that went 4 overtimes, which is still the longest Big Ten game in Big Ten history. So let me know what you guys think about everything, wrestling, college football predictions. That's all I was getting at. Those are on the YouTube page here, so go watch that if you haven't already. And then the NFL, we had a game last night between the Raiders and Chiefs. Raiders won as time expired, 31-30 over the Chiefs. I'll talk a little bit more about that next week in my NFL video. But then we got another great slate of NFL games Sunday afternoon. So I'm Luke Austin. This has been Across the Goal Line. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I will see everybody later.